And yo, the Sports Bad Bros podcast is coming back after you. A big time weekend just passed us, college and pro football. But this is all about pro football right now. The NFL has been played. Games have been played. Some of the more exciting games. Yesterday, last night, you had the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers looked good. Aaron Rodgers didn't look bad, but didn't get the win. Was good.
What's happening? I don't know how happy you are, but your Jets guy had a nice comeback victory yesterday. I saw a thumbnail. Rex Ryan says he owes Justin Fields an apology. I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, one game, one comeback win does not an apology require, in my opinion. You know, if he has 7 comebacks this year, like, okay, maybe I was wrong because I'm the guy who says you can't count on him in the fourth quarter. But that was a wild game yesterday. But congrats to the Jets. They pulled off a crazy victory yesterday.
Yeah, it was an absolutely crazy victory, and Justin Fields was part of the victory. But if you go in New York and you listen to New York stations or other Jets fans or even football fans, period, Nick Mangold won the game, not Justin Fields. Unfortunately, Nick Mangold, former Jets center, future Hall of Famer, more than likely he won't be around to accept it, passed away. Kidney disease. He made a cry for a kidney about 2 weeks ago. And, it just happened so quickly. But he's had it since 2007. Only he and his family knew about it, and his doctor, of course. But it got to a point to where he needed the transplant. It didn't come soon enough. He passed away. So before this game, I think the Jets went in as an organization with the heavy heart. Rex Ryan, he talked about how he reacted to it. Man, as a Jets fan, Leon Washington is a friend of mine, and he had it posted on his social media. And, the picture they took out there in Manhattan, he and Nick Mangold, it was just something else, man. Just a terrible, terrible feeling. But the Jets finally did something right. They won when they needed to. It was improbable. They were behind Jets fashion this year, but they pulled it off.
Right. And that 2-point conversion, man, that was a hell of a play and throw by Justin Fields, man.
Bro, I hope this is the turning point, man.
For this week, I tip my hat to Justin. He got it done. I just, I told you when he was with the Bears, and I told you when the Jets picked him up, don't count on him too often in the fourth
that's
quarter.
True.
That I think that's more of an anomaly yesterday.
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm hoping it's a turning point, but I've looked at that with other players, different positions. I wish it was a turning point. I don't think it would be, but with everything on his shoulders, Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, was on his back. Coaches kind of can't tell you they're on your back, but they left it up to Aaron Glenn to make, because of course he's the coach, but you never know with the upper management of the ownership. He was told that Justin Fields may or may not be the starting quarterback, but he had no choice when it came down to it because Tyrod Taylor got injured. He had been nursing a knee injury since the preseason. I guess it's real bad now, so where he can't even go, Justin Fields came and showed out. So, yeah, all kudos to the New York Jets. Nick Mangold looking over the Jets, but let's not discredit what Justin Fields did. He brought them back, made some throws we probably will never see again, but it came at the right time.
So last week at work, I told one of my coworkers, I'm this close from being off of Caleb Williams. And he's like, why? I said, they keep getting the ball to 25 and they can't score touchdowns. They keep kicking field goals. Yesterday against the Ravens, what I've been saying all year, they draft the tight end top 10 and they don't get on the ball. Well, first play of the game, play action, they hit Loveland in the flat for a good 10-yard gain. I'm like, there we go, finally. Good start. They move the ball, get down to like the 12, ball down, kick a field goal. Get the ball back, drive down to like the 20, ball down, kick the field goal. Tyler Huntley gets his shit together, Ravens go down to score, and now the Bears are losing 7-6 after they were dominating most of the half. And speaking of Tyler Huntley, he's 2-0 against the Bears in his lifetime as a Ravens backup quarterback.
2-0. That's a short life.
Come on, man. They showed him in the pregame, and I look over at my son. I'm like, what happened to Cooper Rush? He's like, oh, no, they brought Tyler Huntley back. I was like, why? Because he beat the Bears like 6-7 years ago? He's like, I guess. I don't know.
Analytics like baseball.
Man, the Ravens put up 30-some points yesterday. Imagine if Lamar was playing.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man. And he didn't have any turnovers, didn't get any fumbles. We saw the real Bears. That's what I've been saying all during this winning streak. They were +4 in this game, +3 that game, +3 that game. And even Ben Johnson, to his credit, last week he said, I want to see what happens, what the offense does when we don't get turnovers. And we saw what happened. They suck.
Swift still
Caleb Williams sucks.
Swift still played fairly well in terms of yards per carry. But yeah, I thought this is one of these games. I know how hard it is to win in the NFL, home or away. And with Baltimore being what they are now, Tyler Huntley, come on, man. This guy's been around the NFL twice, 3, 4 times. Never really been anything. He's been.
I mean, the jig is up. Just don't give the Bears the ball. Don't turn it over, and the offense can't do much.
I just thought that this would be almost a gimme, as close as a gimme as you could get, with Baltimore being as down as they were. I mean, they were getting stomped out. We're talking about people wanting to get rid of John Harbaugh. You know what I mean? They're just a couple of weeks ago. So I was like, yeah, they're dead, man. And you don't know what's going on in his locker room. They thought that Lamar was going to play. Then he didn't play. Now they got an investigation going on about him being in practice on Friday, because that's typically the time when you're in practice on Friday, you're guaranteed to play on Sunday, unless something real bad happens. And I thought this would be one of those gimme games. It's almost like the Jaguars taking on the Raiders this Sunday. I'm like, that's one of those gimme games. There's just no way they lose. The Raiders are that bad. I thought Baltimore, at least right now with the injuries and Lamar being out, this would have been that game. And Chicago being on the upswing with the winning streak, I thought they would have won. Home, road, it didn't matter. And they didn't win. I was like, now
I could understand if Derrick Henry went off, if they couldn't stop Derrick Henry. If he had 150 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, all right, Henry beat him. But it wasn't even Henry. I don't even know how many yards he had, and I'm not gonna say he was a non-factor, but he wasn't running it down their throats. Huntley actually had a good game. I think he had like 40 or 50 yards rushing. He ran for a long first down. I was like, we're gonna lose to Tyler Huntley again? You can't be serious.
Well,
and the worst thing about that loss yesterday, the Bears get down. They didn't have enough time, but on 4th down, Caleb has DJ Moore running wide open by himself. I don't know if the defender fell down or they blew the coverage. He was running all alone. Nobody was even chasing him. There was not a defender in the shot on the screen.
Fair catch.
And Caleb missed him.
Did he throw it to him and miss him? Or
he threw it and missed him. It was an inaccurate pass. And then they look over at Ben Johnson, and he was just so disgusted. I was like, I feel you, coach. I feel you. And I'm just reminded that Caleb Williams is not Ben Johnson's quarterback.
Wow, but he is the number 1 pick overall, and I don't think they want to restart again, especially with this quarterback.
I'm just saying, if it came down to it, to where, when the day comes, are we going to keep rolling with Caleb, or are we going to move on? I don't think Ben Johnson will have any issue moving on.
It's that third season you got to look at anyway. Let's see what the progress is this season. Look at that third season. Typically, that was what happens with these quarterbacks if they're going to be boom or bust. A lot of times, at least. And Derrick Henry, by the way, with 71 yards, but averaged less than 4 yards a carry. So they kept him in check, and he did get his touchdown. He talked about him passing Sweetness on the list. So it was one of those things. How can he beat Chicago and pass Sweetness? So that was the storyline there. So
you know what? They were driving the ball. And I said, well, maybe Henry would give us one of his 4th quarter fumbles. And he wasn't even in the game. Then they got down to the 5-yard line. They brought him in to score the touchdown.
Oh, because of the record. That's it.
I don't know if it was because of the record, but I was like, oh, now he's in there. He's going to score. But I got a bone to pick with the NFL. The NFL's been around, I don't even know, 100 years. And they still can't get shit right. Did you see the Jalen Hurts fumble on the tush push? That was not called a fumble.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's reaching out. Giants player reaches in, takes the ball away, rolls over with it, and they said they blew the play dead. His forward progress was stopped.
You know what?
How's his progress stopped when he's getting pushed from behind?
So it's push. That probably explains
it made no sense.
That explains of the ref and Jalen Hurts changing
It's just frustrating when you watch a play and they come up with some kind of ruling. Like, how does that even make sense? Like the Raiders tuck rule, that was a fumble. Like, how does that even make sense? I just don't get it. How every year there's a few plays that just have you scratching your head. Like, what the hell is going on here?
But it ended up being an 18-point win for the division rivals, New York Giants, going against the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cam Skattebo out for the season, dislocated.
Yeah, ooh, that was a bad injury.
Man, I couldn't wait to watch him play this year because I did watch him play at Arizona State, and I like the whole storyline coming out of Sacramento State, then coming to Arizona State and doing what he had done for one season, then going in the NFL fourth round and playing for the Giants, a team that knows how to use a player like that. And boy, did they use him. He and Jackson Dart, I thought they would just grow together. They still can, but you can't tell me the way that injury happened that he can come back, at least, and still be the same. I mean, there's going to be rehab. It's better to be a broken bone than a tear. The broken bone, you can at least have a timetable on it. You can know that it can heal up and there won't be a problem again. Tears are completely different.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever heard of a dislocated ankle before. You hear sprained ankles, high sprained ankle. They say it would have been better for him to break his foot than the ankle injury he had. But I have not heard, or at least to my recollection, I don't remember someone having a dislocated ankle.
Man, that's something else, man. And in football, man, he's out for the season, so he at least starts his rehab in October or in November, really. He had the surgery in Philadelphia, so he'll get to start the recovery period starting, well, almost immediately in terms of just recovering, and then the rehab part is going to be a little bit later once they know that it can't get infected and all that stuff they typically do in the NFL. But yeah, that was a horrible thing, but the Philadelphia Eagles at home pull it off. But they don't look special doing it. They just beat the Giants, and the Giants with young players, I know they get a lot of attention because of what Jackson Dart and Cam are doing, but they're still a 2-win team. And when you look at it, and I guess they were expecting to be worse than that because these 2 wins, they're making it seem like they're in the playoffs right now. But it's a huge hit to take a hit like that with the way it's going down now. But not too many great games. I remember the other game I want to talk about just before this is over is the Denver Broncos Dallas Cowboys game. Denver doesn't score a lot of offensive points, but they get 44. Come on. What's going on now? What's wrong with
Cowboys defense? Yeah, the Cowboys defense is questionable.
Man, but Bo Nix, 4 touchdowns. Nothing real spectacular in terms of overall yards.
Think about it. They made Caleb Williams look good. And I think that's kind of hard to do right now.
And Dak finally looked a little Dakish yesterday, too, throwing the 2 interceptions. So, well, in a blowout loss, and I know Jerry Jones, talked about the defense. That's the problem, the defense. But, you did what you did with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons, he's gone, and it took away from a defense that was pretty mediocre to begin with. But this is what you have now.
And I don't know if there could have been a worse Sunday night matchup for Bears fans. Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers against the Packers. Like, if you ever were rooting for a tie, that's probably the game.
0-0 tied that, but Jordan Love had a damn good night. Jordan Love did have a damn good night, and Rodgers didn't have a bad night, but being at home.
As much as I dislike the Packers, I have to say, seeing Aaron Rodgers on the bench with a pouty look on his face, that was good to see.
What else is new? I mean, I saw that last season, and even when he.
Oh, see, I didn't watch any Jets games, but I checked in. I checked in to see the score, and it showed Rodgers. I was like, "Oh, they must be losing." Then they showed the score as 31-19 or something. I don't know.
Well, those are the games, I guess, and storylines we decided to jump on with this NFL so far this season, this week. Well, with this week number 8, 9.
Was Saquon Barkley? Was he injured?
Barkley did have a huge game, but he has a groin injury.
Yeah, I saw he pulled up lame.
Oh, yes, Saquon Barkley's groin injury is going to be an issue. So we'll get to hear about that later on. Man, it's just been so much going on in the NFL, and you expect this game of attrition. Now with 17 games, you're going to hear about more injuries as we continue to go on. Well, I'm Trav. He's biased in the Sport Bros podcast. We'll come back at you next week talking some more NFL, more games to talk about. But until then, deuces.
Peace.